My husband is a narcissist. He loses control in ways that frighten me. I'm constantly anxious about what he might do next. His family is aware of this behavior, since I often call his mom when things escalate. I have been enduring all this for my child's sake. You see a family, they have a son who has some type of problem, and it almost seems like they want to push that son away to a wife. They cannot wait to give him away. I can put my hand in the fire that this family of his knew exactly how he was when he was getting married. Hi guys, welcome back to True Tales and Thoughts. So today we're going to be reading some stories about people's marital issues from the Instagram page Joro Olumofin. If you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. Subscribe, like the video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. My husband is a narcissist. Hi Joro, please keep me anonymous. I'm exhausted and unsure of what to do. My husband and I have been married for a few years and we have a toddler together. However, I'm unhappy in my marriage because my husband has shown his narcissistic and manipulative behavior. He has trust issues and says things I didn't do just to get his way, and he even becomes violent with me. Especially when he's angry, he loses control in ways that frighten me. I'm constantly anxious about what he might do next. His family is aware of this behavior, since I often call his mom when things escalate, but they always advise me to be patient with him. I've tried to be patient and even kept my distance from him, but he still seeks me out. I haven't shared this with my own family because I don't want to create tension between both sides. Now I feel stuck, especially since we live far away from our families. I have been enduring all this for my child's sake, not wanting her to grow up in a broken home. But I'm truly confused about what to do next. Well guys, in this situation, the first thing I want to address is the part where she says she's enduring all these things for the sake of your child. No, you are not. You as the mother of that child enduring all these things is not for your child's sake. Give us some other reason. It's not for your child's sake. Because there is no way that you enduring violence and bringing up your child in a violent situation is helping the child, right? This is dangerous. There was a story recently of a woman whose 8-year-old boy got unalived because his father was trying to be violent with his mother and pulled out an iron, if you know what I mean. In a bid to protect his mother, he shielded her, and this father of his unalived this little boy out of anger, in a fit of rage. This boy was gone, and his mother survived. So this boy saved his mother's life by shielding her away from this lunatic of a father. Imagine that this mother had left. Just imagine that she told herself a day earlier that this is enough. I'm not taking any of this violence. I'm going to leave. That child wouldn't have died. But she probably told herself, just like this OP, well, I want my child to grow up with a father, so I cannot just leave. I don't want to be a single mom, so I cannot just leave. Even though this man has the capacity of unaliving me, I will stay for the sake of my child. Well, I just think that it's very inaccurate to say that you're staying for the sake of your child. You're probably staying for some other reason. Maybe you're scared of the unknown. Maybe you're not really sure of what is going to happen when you leave. Face the truth. Like, tell yourself the truth. Maybe you're staying because of what people will say, but best believe you're not staying for that child. No. Even if you think that you're staying for the child, you are not, because those violent outbursts that that child is witnessing is not healthy for her. Because truth be told, a father in the house is the first reference every child has of what a man should be. If you have a son, your son is going to look at their violent father and say, oh, wow, this is how men should be. I cannot wait to do this when I grow up. Chances are, when he grows up, he'll go on to do just like the father. And there you have it. You've damaged your son because he's become violent himself, and so the cycle continues. If you have a daughter, she's going to look at her father. So this is what the man should be. I'll make sure to attract this kind of man for myself when I grow up. Chances are she too will go out there and attract exactly that type of man. And there you have it. The cycle continues. It does not serve the children in any way. No way, shape or form. If you think about it logically, you realize that it does not serve the children in any way. At the end of the day, all a child needs is love and care. That's it. It is better to raise a child in a single parent household where there is love and peace and care for that child, and they will be just fine in life, than to have them in a two-parent household where there's one parent who is so abusive. It's not for the child. That's just the way I see it, guys. If you guys disagree with me, if you have a reason why it would be better for a child to be in a two-parent household with an abusive parent, then let me know, because I don't know any. I cannot. Every way I look at it, it is detrimental for that child. Maybe they're for other reasons, but if you look at the children, if you say it's for the children, you should be leaving an abusive household for the sake of the children, not staying in one. So this is just the first thing I wanted to address, because this thing really puts me off when people say, oh, I'm staying for my kids. No. I know that when you're in that kind of situation, you're very emotional. You don't really know what to do. Your thoughts are not clear. She said it herself. She's confused and she's not really sure of what to do. Yes, it's understandable. She's in a bad situation, so she cannot really think logically. But I think that this is one of those things in life that when you look at it with a logical mind, leave love, feelings, what do people say, this and this and this aside. Think about it logically. And all you discover is that you don't stay with an abusive partner for the sake of your kids. You leave an abusive partner for the sake of your kids. Next thing I would like to talk about is the fact that she said she has told his family and his family asked her to be patient with him. I can put my hand in the fire that this family of his knew exactly how he was when he was getting married. They knew it. They're not surprised to be getting those calls from her. It's no surprise to them. They expected to get those calls from whoever this son of theirs will marry. And there you have it, they're getting the calls. So they're not even bothered. I'm sure they're saying, oh, good riddance. Good riddance. He's now with her. We don't have to deal with him anymore, And guys, there are some families like that, right? You see a family, they have a son who has some type of problem. And it almost seems like they want to push that son away to a wife. They cannot wait to give him away because they don't want to deal with him anymore. Girls, be weary of such things. I've seen this thing play out in real life. No. Some families will know that their sons are gay. But you know how African families are. They want to have kids, they want to have grandkids, and they'll be very happy to push their son to the closest girl available so that they'll get married and have kids, knowing fully well that this boy is gay. He's not heterosexual. He is not. This is a homosexual male. He's a homosexual male. But they'll push the boy to go and get married so that they can have what they want. In this situation, maybe they just pushed this son of theirs to go and get married so that it will be known that their son is married. Maybe the mother's goal was to have all her children get married. So now she has pushed him there so that let it be known that all her children are married. She doesn't care. So ladies, when you're getting to know somebody for the sake of marriage, look out for this thing. Look out for this thing. Is there some undertone of desperation? Like, we don't want this child, just take him. I always say that, right? If you're going to do marriage right, it's either you are a very lucky person and you just marry the right person. That means the probability is like the stars are aligned for you, just as the new generation people say, or you are doing it with God. There's no other way. But I think that the surest way to do marriage is with God, because God is the only one who knows the dynamics in people's families. He's the only one who knows what is going on in the deepest part of people's hearts. You cannot know. Like, you just cannot. I don't believe that you can have a good marriage without God's intervention. I don't believe that you can choose a partner without God's intervention. And that brings me to the third thing I'm going to talk about. When you're choosing a partner for yourself, ladies, know that you're choosing a father for your children. Know that you're choosing an example. That person, right? He's going to be the example, the model for your children. Your children are going to follow this person's lead. Children learn from what they see. So when you're choosing a man, don't just limit your thinking to, oh, I'm just choosing a partner for myself. No. This is your children's model. The man you're choosing to marry, if your child is the mini him in everything, will you be happy with that? I think that's a very important question that you can quickly ask yourself. If you're in the phase where you're trying to get married and you're trying to meet people and all of that, just ask yourself, this person I'm considering, if my child is exactly like him, How will I feel about that? you know so guys, it's really sad, but that's what I'll address for now. If I've said anything that you disagree with, we encourage conversation here. If you don't know already, I love to debate. So if you don't agree with what I'm saying, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think and how you see it. Please just be respectful. If you come for me, I'm going to block you. Anyway, let's go to the comment section. This one said, oh, you could tell his family, but you can't tell your own family. I laugh. He is a narcissist to you, but not to his own family. Well, it's either you leave the marriage for your peace and happiness, or you deal with his narcissistic behavior forever. Don't show him that what he does to you makes you anxious. In fact, ghost him while you both still live together. Ignore him. Behave like he's invisible. Mirror him, and he will reset. Better tell your family, yeah. That's one thing too. Okay, I know that sometimes when things happen in people's marriages, right? They don't want to tell their families because they've not gotten to the point where they want to leave. So they don't want a situation where their family members don't like their spouse. That is totally understandable. But that is also how people perish in abuse. Because most of the time, it is your family that will have your best interest at heart. Just imagine that in a situation where a family has a son who is gay, and they gave the son out to marry this other girl, and the girl catches him in the act, and she turns around to tell them that, oh, I caught your son with a man. What do you think they're going to do? They already knew that. So you're not informing them of anything. It is absolutely no news to them. Do you understand? So there's no point telling this man's family. They know their son. You think his mother does not know who he is? Hello? She probably knows. Me, I think that they know. This person thinks that she does not know, but I think that his family knows exactly who he is. This one said, you don't want your daughter to grow from a broken home, but you want her to grow in an abusive home. In case you don't know, an abusive home is a broken home. I couldn't agree more. This one said, I love her English. The first ever coherent marriage relationship story without sorry for the typo. As I'm typing, my hands are shaking. If you guys don't know, right, I struggle to read these stories. I am not even going to lie. I struggle. And there are times when I'm reading the story and I'm actually correcting the English as I'm going. So you guys, it's sometimes I feel like I'm doing the most because I read these stories on camera directly for the first time for you guys because I want to have like a real reaction. I want to really enjoy the experience because if I read the stories before, then I'm not really enjoying it, right? So most of the time I'll be reading these stories and I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, they meant to say this, so this, and they meant to say this. So I keep fixing it as I go. Can you guys imagine this? I'm suffering, oh. These people on Joro are abusing me, oh. So the next comment said, are you waiting until he hits something on your head? You did not tell your family, but you told his family. Okay, now maybe you want another woman to raise your children when you're gone. Exactly. Because one thing with abuse is you never know the day that will be the last. One day he will just get violent with you and hit you with something, and that will be it. Your life is over. The probability that you unalive is too high for you to be staying there. This one said, why haven't you told your family? Why shield him when you leave and wake up every day to mortal danger? If anything happens to you, your hubby and his family will claim ignorance. Exactly. Better tell your loved ones what you are facing so that they can help you. You need their strength and support and wise counsel. I think she should be talking to her own family, especially when it comes to situation of abuse like this. I know that not everybody likes to tell their family every marriage issue they have, but this particular one is a matter of life and death. She needs support. She's talking to his family now. What does she expect them to do? Of course they'll not ask her to leave him. They obviously don't want their child to be alone. So they're not going to say, oh, he's behaving badly. Oh, he's violent to you. Oh, you should leave him. They are fighting for the interest of their own child. But if OP tells her own family, they will then fight for her own interest, given that she is their child. Do you understand? So in situations like this, I know that not everybody likes to tell their marital issues to other people. But I think that she should be talking to her own family. She needs that support right now more than ever. She's confused now, right? Her family will be able to bring some clarity to her and make her see things in a more objective way, So the next one says, you know what to do. You are just afraid of how you'll be able to support your child alone and what people will say. Exactly. These are valid concerns, but it's not worth destroying your life, self-esteem and peace. Have some courage and do the needful. Cheers. oh my gosh, this person has summed it up perfectly. I couldn't agree more. Like, this is perfect. I know that at the back of her mind, she knows that this is not healthy. All that she needs is the courage, and I hope that she's going to find a way to get that courage and just pick her child and leave that place before it's too late. When you're in an abusive situation, you never know. The probability of you unaliving is too high. It can happen at any time, you know. I think that the way that she can find this courage is by talking to somebody. Maybe she can just choose one person in her family that she really trusts to talk to that person, and then the person for sure is going to make her see things for what they are, and she'll eventually leave. Speak up and leave. It's not worth it. So this brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.